Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are going to start with a short video and then get started with our presentation. So here we go.
Welcome to the first ever Cristo Rey Network Virtual College Fair. We congratulate you, students and parents, for taking the next step in preparing for college by attending today. We're so glad you're here. And we're glad Father John Foley is here as well.
Thank you, Elizabeth. It is indeed a privilege and a blessing to be able to collaborate in this first ever event for the Cristo Rey Network, the Cristo Rey Network schools. You know, all of us, students, teachers, parents, all of us were born with certain gifts, and all we go through life trying to make those gifts contribute even more to the world we live in. This world is our responsibility. God entrusted this world to us, and it's up to us to make the best of what God has given us. And that's what education is all about. It's about taking what the gifts that God has given us, the virtues that God has implanted in our souls, and making them as effective as they can be. So education is a way of making my contribution to the world even better.
Thank you, Father Foley. So students, today your community surrounds you. With over 23,000 alumni nationwide and 37 high schools in 24 states, currently 12,000 students, and 5,000 of those students are juniors and seniors, just like you. We're joined by 115 participating colleges. These colleges are ready to invest in your future. Some of these colleges have been partnering with us for over a decade. You'll have the opportunity, students and parents, to attend a Financial Aid 101 session offered in either English or in Spanish. If you don't attend every session, don't worry, it'll be available on YouTube, so you won't miss anything. Don't forget about the Ask Me About session. This is your opportunity to ask any question you want and to leave confident that you came and feel empowered to start your college journey. We thank you all for your commitment to your future, classes of 2022 and 2023, and your parents and guardians, students, college counselors, and college representatives. Thank you all for being here.
Como una última palabra, le pedimos al Señor que bendiga a todos los que están envueltos en este esfuerzo de familiarizarnos mejor con el mundo académico de la universidad. Que el Señor bendiga la buena voluntad el deseo de todos para mejorar este mundo y para mejorar las vidas de los que nos rodean. Que el Señor bendiga esta gran familia Cristo Rey.
Welcome to the first ever Cristo Rey.
Okay, welcome everybody to the Cristo Rey Network College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools with us here today. We are joined by the University of Rochester, Moyne College, Syracuse University, and SUNY at Oswego. My name is Brianna Barkin, and I'll be your facilitator. Before we get started, just a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website. The presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Cristo Rey. I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter, the University of Rochester.
Thank you so much, Brianna. 1 second as I get my technology up and running. Can I get a quick thumbs up? Brianna, is it working? Can everybody see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. My name is Erica Padilla. I'm the Regional Associate Director of Admission for the New York metro area for the University of Rochester, which is a very long way of saying that you live anywhere from the southernmost point of New Jersey all the way up through Rockland County and all spaces in between. Long Island, 5 boroughs of New York City. I'm your go-to person at Rochester, and I'll be sure to share my information. Congratulations, juniors and seniors, on being juniors and seniors and surviving what's been one of the most difficult times that we've all lived through. I'm excited that you're all here with us today to kind of give you your bearings a little bit more about Rochester. So the University of Rochester is located in the city of Rochester on the ancestral lands of the Seneca people. That's about 6 hours roughly north of New York City, or a 45-minute shuttle flight if you're hopping on a plane from JFK or LaGuardia, and about 3 hours south of Toronto. We're in an area of Western New York that's known as the Finger Lakes region of the state. It's known for a lot of natural beauty and fauna. I'm shamelessly sharing with you one of my favorite pictures of campus because it shows all the natural beauty that you kind of get to see during this time of year as we're going into the fall. The River campus is actually one of several campuses that make up the University of Rochester. It's basically the heartbeat of the university, known as the River campus because we're on the banks of the Genesee River. Quick thing, when you get a chance to visit us in person, which by the way, we're open for tours, take a little stroll along the Genesee. That's actually a wonderful thing to do this time of year and take in the sights. But on the River campus, we have the College of Arts, Sciences, and Engineering, which is basically our undergraduate college. All of our undergraduate programs are offered through the College of Arts, Sciences, and Engineering, except for those that are offered by Eastman, which is our School of Music in downtown Rochester. That's about 10 minutes away, or those that are offered by our School of Nursing across the street. On the River campus, we also have our graduate schools of engineering, business, and education, several of which we've partnered with to be able to offer direct entry programs for graduate studies. So for example, we have a partnership with our School of Engineering for a master's program, an accelerated 5-year master's program in engineering. We have one with our School of Medicine, which is directly across the street from us, not really visible in the picture, for 4+4 for a bachelor's and MD. Now, Rochester is kind of unique. We are a tier 1 research institution. As a tier 1 institution, we're really referencing the amount of funding that's being invested in the university for purposes of research and innovation. So for example, right now with the pandemic, Rochester has been really critical in the response that's been taking place across Monroe County, the county that we're situated in New York State, and also has been a testing site for COVID vaccines. But amongst research institutions, we are one of the smaller ones with only 5,500 undergraduate students. It means kind of a different dynamic for students. On the River campus, we have all of our undergrads, about 95% will live on campus actually for the duration of all 4 years of their undergraduate experience. So it tends to be a pretty community-centered kind of experience. Even now, as the pandemic has unfolded, a lot of our students have remained on campus throughout. Usually when I do these programs and I'm in person, the first thing that students will ask me is, how would you describe a Rochester student? And it's kind of a hard thing to do because Rochester students are coming from all 50 states and US territories. They're coming from over 140 countries. About a quarter of our students identify as being the first in their families to go to college. We're roughly just over a quarter international, and that's really intentional. We love that diversity because it's an important part of learning from each other's experiences and growing as a student. That's really also represented in just a variety of student organizations. Probably the thing that brings all students together on campus is, at Rochester, we live by our institutional motto of Meliora. Meliora is Latin for ever better. The idea that all of us as a member of the community are always working towards our individual betterment, towards lifting each other up, but also towards working towards the betterment of mankind. And so that's where being a research institution is critical to the lasting betterment of the human experience, but also the academic program. Our academic program is known for really inspiring academic curiosity and engagement. At Rochester, we have an open curriculum. So in many ways, it's the opposite of what you've heard in the university experience, where normally you have core classes or general education requirements. That's usually like your first 2 years of college. And then going into your upperclassman year, usually you specialize in going into your major. At Rochester, if you have an interest or an area of study, you actually start taking those classes from the moment you set foot on campus, with the idea that we never want to limit you. We in fact want you to explore, be curious, try new things out, and learn about the kind of learner and the kind of person that you want to be. And so that's the idea behind the open curriculum. Because we have a lot more flexibility, usually it's not unusual to find students that actually will find new areas of study that will pivot, or many that will actually end up double majoring. So almost half of our students will graduate as double majors from Rochester. We only have one required class, and it's a writing class. That's going to be true across the board, no matter what discipline you're going into, because having a strong writing foundation is going to be critical. But you're not doing it alone. The idea of having an open curriculum, I know, is super exciting, but then usually I'm met with this look of panic in people's faces, like, well, I'm doing this by myself. You actually have a whole community of people that are working with you to navigate the open curriculum. We have a 10-to-1 student to faculty ratio, but then also a lot of academic support across campus. You'll have academic advisors working with you from the summer before you even set foot on campus all the way through your 4 years. So your academic advisors are getting to know you throughout your undergraduate experience and learning about your goals and your the types of things that you really want to learn and the types of things that you want to explore. We're still a research institution at heart. So usually when I talk about research, the image of lab coats and bleakers springs to mind, which is absolutely true. We do have a lot of students during the sciences that are very involved in research, but really I want you to think about research as just innovation and creativity. That happens across disciplines. So not just in the sciences, but also in students studying humanities and the arts, there's opportunities to create everywhere. So the other thing that's an anomaly at Rochester is that typically graduate students are the ones that are most engaged in research. Our undergraduate students at Rochester are very engaged in research. It's almost 80% of our student body. And so if there's an interest in something that's taking place on campus, getting involved is very easy. We are also one of the largest, we are the largest private employer in upstate New York. And so that's because of a lot of the research facilities that are part of the university, the entire healthcare network. So all of these are also available for students to be able to partake in hands-on experiences. Now, our undergraduate research office facilitates a lot of those opportunities, but also you might be walking down a hallway and see a flyer about something that maybe is interesting. You're not going to do it and suddenly you're engaged in opportunity. That's as easy as it is to get involved. So we do have an undergraduate research journal that's published by the university. And so it's not unusual to graduate having been published as a student. Our application cycles are actually up on your screen. We do have early decision 1 and 2. Those are coming up on November 1st. Rochester went test optional pre-pandemic. It had nothing to do with the pandemic. This year, our incoming class, almost half of our students were enrolled as test optional students. It in no way limits access to any opportunities, including scholarships. We have had students enroll in our combined degree program with our School of Medicine that are also test optional students. At the university, we do commit to meeting full demonstrated financial need. We want the Rochester experience to be affordable. And so all our admitted students, regardless of your status, will have full demonstrated need met through institutional resources. And with that, I'm going to pause and invite all of you to stay in touch with us, visit our website to find out more about other opportunities for our upcoming open houses, both virtual and in person. And I'm going to toss it right back to Brianna. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Erica. And next we will hear from Moyne College.
Oh, here we go. I'm just going to get right into it. As I share my screen real quick. Can everybody see that?
Yes.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. My name is Q Lavelle from Moyne College of Admissions. I am the Assistant Director of Recruitment, and I'm in charge of regions surrounding New York City, Long Island, and New Jersey. For you prospective students, I am a former one myself. I attended Moyne and graduated in 2016 with a degree in psychology. But enough about myself, I'm going to get right into it. And I want to tell you a little bit about where Moyne is located. So we are in the college town suburbs of Syracuse, New York. You will find Moyne College, the youngest of 27 Jesuit colleges, and what many refer to as Central New York's hidden gem. The 160-acre hilltop campus known as the Heights is home of 2,800 undergraduate students, most of whom live on our residential campus. Nearly 85% of our students reside on campus, given the size of our school. I always suggest living on campus due to the impact you receive from having that true college experience from living on our residential halls and buildings, and building these lifelong bonds with some of our faculty, staff, and peers throughout campus. So these are some pictures. The city of Syracuse is in the center of New York State. It is about 4 to 6 hour drive from most major cities in the Northeast. We are just minutes from the regional bus and train stations, as well as an international airport. These means of transportation are really beneficial for students that reside on campus, for whom that lives north, a few hours north or south of Syracuse. While our students benefit from the perks of attending a smaller college, our location close to the city is really close to the city and a large university that creates a true college town experience, including like some shopping center, like the top 10 biggest mall in the country, Destiny USA, which is very enticing to many who come and visit. We also have a bunch of dining options that surround our campus, and we have outdoor activities like hiking, skiing, as well as internship opportunities in the area for many of our deciding majors. As you're considering colleges, you may have heard of the term Jesuit education, but maybe not exactly know what that means. When learning about Jesuit colleges, you will often hear the phrase cura personalis, or care of the whole person. It's an education with a focus on the mind, body, and soul, as well as a path to developing love of learning and growth you'll take with you long after you graduate. Moyne students come from different backgrounds, some like interests, personal and religious beliefs. In fact, you don't even need to be Catholic to attend a Jesuit college. Students who come to Moyne after attending a Cristo Rey school are well prepared for success, since their education is focused on prayer, study, community, and service, which is much in line with the mind, body, spirit focus at Moyne. We care about you as a whole person, helping you figure out your strengths and talents, as well as helping you become an agent of change in your community. At Moyne, giving back to our community is like a part of who we are, and you see that reflected in our service learning opportunities for students, as well as volunteer opportunities within many of our clubs, which you'll hear about in a bit. Our class sizes, for us being a smaller school, is around 20 to 22 students, which helps foster our connections both inside and outside the classroom. A lot of our students, you may see some of your fellow classmates actually live in the same dorm room as you, or you'll see them in the dining halls across campus. When it comes to our professors, they are top of their fields and their focus in your education. If you're looking to engage in deep conversation, get your hands-on experience within the classroom, access to internships and opportunities, be actively engaged in your community through service, then Moyne might just be the place for you to thrive at. Our core curriculum, innovative classes, and dedicated faculty and staff work to prepare students for success during their academic career and also for life after college. Our placement rate for students in a career or graduate program of their choice within the first 6 months of graduation is actually 98%, which is pretty high. Moyne students appreciate a comprehensive liberal arts education with preparation for specific career paths through some of our popular majors, such as business, biology, nursing, psychology, education, and just many more after that. As I like to mention when I'm talking about majors, I always like to recognize the students who are undeclared and undecided in a major. I've been there. I know firsthand of how helpful academic advisors and staff members at Moyne are when it comes to guiding you towards your career path through your own personal interest during that development time. So a little bit more about Moyne. We are separated in 3 schools: the College of Arts and Sciences, the Matter School of Business, and our Purcell School of Professional Studies. These colleges are not mutually exclusive. You can take classes in any of our schools. We also offer a number of accelerated master's degree and partnership programs, including our direct entry PA program, nursing, occupational and physical therapy programs, 5-year MBA, 3+3 law, and a few others that we have in addition. Our learning and career opportunities, students will find like a warm, welcoming college atmosphere through our vibrant and engaging social scene. We've had championship level Division II athletics. We have a performing arts theater on campus. Lemoyne also sponsors events and activities throughout each semester and over 80 different clubs and organizations to choose from. Each and every year, the number of clubs grows. Many of our students and organizations come from actual students who come up with these ideas and present them to us and ultimately receive funding for them to become a big part of our campus. There are also so many possibilities for experiences like outside campus with a variety of study abroad locations, national and international class trips, service-based excursions, research opportunities, as well as guaranteed internship programs. So now I'm going to go into a little bit about our application process. So our application profile is very straightforward. We look for well-rounded, curious, motivated students who are willing to challenge themselves in and out the classroom. The average GPA of a student accepted to Lemoyne is around a 3.4 or a B+. And yes, we are test optional for admissions. Applying to Lemoyne is simple. You can apply for free on our Common App or actually through our Moyne College application. We have no preference of which application you submit. To complete your application, which it really includes your actual application itself, as well as your personal statement, official high school transcript, a letter of recommendation from your guidance counselor, or 2 recommendations from other sources. So for those of you who are in your senior year of high school, our application is available right now. We offer early action with November 15th deadline. As a reminder, early action is non-binding, and we also offer rolling admission, which has a deadline of February 1st. Our direct entry physician's assistant program requires an interview as part of the application process. So if you're interested in that deadline is actually November 15th as well. With great academics comes great reward. As a student, you can earn our generous merit-based scholarships of up to $25,000 per year. In fact, over 95% of our students receive some combination of financial aid and scholarships, which is why we're constantly ranked at the top choice for affordable colleges. Lemoyne also offers a unique scholarship and career readiness program for all students with our Promise New York. Promise New York provides students with an additional 2,500 students, 2,500 scholarship per year additional. We promise to keep you on track to graduate in 4 years, promise to connect you with a mentor, and a promise to provide you at least 1 internship and mock job interview prior to graduation. So if you would like to visit our campus to learn what life is like as a Lemoyne Dolphin, even from the comfort from your own home, you can take a virtual tour, meet with faculty and staff, or chat with a current student or admissions counselor like myself. We also offer in-person events and tours, but I encourage you to sign up quickly if you are interested due to limited capacity, and our events fill up pretty quickly. We are hosting 3 in-person open house events this fall, and you can learn more about joining on our mailing list via that QR code right on the screen. So lastly, I just want to say we at Lemoyne are looking forward to getting to know you. Once again, my name is Q Lavelle, the Assistant Director of Recruitment for Lemoyne, and I just want to thank you for your time. And I will be leaving my email and contact information in the chat, so please feel free to contact me with any questions.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Lemoyne Q. And next we will hear from Syracuse University.
I guess it would be helpful for me to start my video and turn on the mic once again. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so very much for being here. And let me find my presentation. And I'm assuming that everyone can see this, correct? Okay, so first of all, once again, thank you so very much for being here. And in terms of Syracuse, for those of you that have not visited, we understand that you may not have had a chance to come and see us. So Syracuse University is located in the geographic center of New York State, very much like my colleague right down the road, about 5 minutes away at Lemoyne. So Q, I want to say thank you for posting the photos about the city of Syracuse, including the state fair. But in terms of where Syracuse is located, we are built on a hill. that overlooks downtown Syracuse. So we are affectionately known as being up on the hill at Syracuse University. And this is an aerial view of our campus during this time of year, during fall. And granted, let me say that it is a walking campus. And because we're built on a hill, you really get a lot of your steps in. Those of you that have those little trackers on your phone. Our buildings are located closely enough to each other so that you don't need a car to get from one end of campus to the other. But if walking isn't fast enough and you have a bike and rollerblades or a skateboard, or even if you have, what are those things called? The Segway, feel free to actually bring that to campus. It is, like I stated, it's a walking campus. And our students are coming from all around the country and all around the world. Our students represent all 50 states, all the US territories, and well over 170 foreign countries. In terms of where I recruit and travel, I am responsible for Georgia, the DC metro area, Louisiana, and several other places. But we have the country pretty much broken up, by different states. Depending on where you live and depending on how fast you actually drive. Yes, it's about a 4-hour drive. At least it takes me 4 hours to get from Syracuse down to the George Washington Bridge, for those of you that live in the New York City metro area. And I've made it 4 hours in a number of different areas. But in terms of flights, yes, it's about a 55-minute flight from either JFK or LaGuardia Airport. It's a 1-hour flight from the Washington, D.C. area. And there are a number of different ways for you to get here to actually see us. In terms of our student population, there's about 15,000 undergrads, 5,000 grad students, so we are mid-sized. When it comes to the majors that we offer, there are over 200 majors available at Syracuse and about 100 minors for students to actually choose from. As one of my colleagues mentioned earlier about students being undecided, we understand that you're perfectly normal if you're not sure what it is that you want to study at the college level. So there are 5 different areas where you can come in, actually 6 different areas where you can come in as undecided. So if you're thinking of engineering, but you're not sure what aspect, yes, you can apply as an undeclared major in the College of Engineering, Whitman School of Management, and several other areas here. The rankings, which is something a lot of people tend to be, asking about. There is a listing here on the right side, showing where we rank in several of our different programs, and especially the fact that we are ranked #1 private institutions for veterans, because Syracuse was one of the first schools that welcomed veterans, after World War II. And we essentially doubled our enrollment overnight, after World War II. And we also have a new building on campus that was officially opened last year, right at the beginning of the pandemic, which is the Institute for Veterans and Military Families. So there are lots of different things that you can learn. Other things that I want you to be aware of at Syracuse. Our motto is knowledge crowns those who seek her. Please don't ask me to say what we say it in Latin, because I didn't take that, while I was in school, but that's our motto, knowledge crowns those who seek her. And we encourage all of our students, once you do choose a major, to go out and get some practical work experience. Like Erica mentioned, with the University of Rochester, we are designated as an R1 research university, and we encourage our students to do research in a number of different areas. We have faculty and students who are doing research on developing an oral insulin, studying gravitational waves, and so on. And actually the photos that are listed here, the student to the far right at the microscope, her name is Amanda. She actually received funding to study how insulin affects the development of egg cells. The 2 students in the middle, that's Brianna and Nikita. They're both first-generation students. They actually did research and they have come up with a product through one of our research programs called Invent at SU, where you can become an inventor in 6 weeks. And their product their invention is actually a water filtration system, hence those water bottles in the background. But what their water filtration system does is it allows women who wear saris that are living in India in remote areas that have to usually go down to the nearest river to gather water to actually cook and do laundry with. And it allows them to filter that water from the river into clean drinking water and things to do laundry. So that was amazing for them. We have another student who was part of the Blackstone Launchpad, a graduate. He was on Shark Tank last fall, 2020, where he partnered with Mark Cuban for Spark Charge, where it's a combination of building partnerships and hardware and applications so that if you have an electric car, you can charge it anywhere in the world. Know that all of our students will benefit from the integrated academic and career advising. Yes, there are other forms of advising that will take place at the university because all students, when they enroll, they will be paired with a faculty advisor in the program that they're starting off in. If they switch majors, they will switch advisors also, but they will all get a peer mentor or a peer advisor who is who is in their area that they're majoring in, but will give them a lot of insight. You will also have mentors, lots of different options to have mentors outside of the academic areas because we have the Office of Multicultural Affairs that has a full circle mentoring program. There's one just for young men, there's one just for young women, there's first generation mentoring circles. So there's a wide variety of that available. The third point here is about study abroad. Syracuse has established a long-standing study abroad program where we own and operate centers in 5 countries, in England, France, Italy, Spain, and Chile. We also have semester away programs, and I'll talk about that shortly. But with these programs, when you go to any of those 5 countries that I mentioned, you will be taking Syracuse classes that are taught by faculty who live overseas and faculty from the host country. So since those are Syracuse classes, you don't lose any time in terms of graduating. But we also have world partners in about 60 different countries, 100 different partners. So our students are able to go virtually anywhere in the world and to enhance their education at the university. Now, they can go abroad for a semester or they can go for a short term, which could be as short as a week, because we do offer a course on Michelangelo, which is usually offered in spring, where your spring break, you go to Florence, Italy, you get to go to the Museum of Florence and see Michelangelo's works, both his finished and his unfinished works. And as we all know, one of his most famous pieces is the statue of David. I've seen it in person because I actually thought David would probably be about 8 feet tall. He's double that. He's about 17 feet tall. The other options you see here is the Discovery Program, and that's where we allow selected freshmen to spend their first semester in college abroad. Yes. Now, we offer students that are coming in under the College of Engineering the option of spending their first semester in Madrid, in Spain, and students who are looking at majors that fall under our liberal arts area, which includes both the Maxwell School and the College of Arts and Sciences, to choose from Spain, Italy, or France. Other things, being orange at the university, that is our school color. Couple of things, coming to the university, know that you can take advantage of the well over 300 student clubs and organizations that we have at the university. Barnes Center at the Arch is where we integrated health, wellness, and recreation under one roof. So when you need to go to the doctor, or you need to go for counseling, or just to have some fun, you can do that all under one roof. The Shine Student Center just recently underwent a multi-million-dollar renovation where I don't have enough time to really show you all of that. Syracuse is test optional for this coming fall, for next fall, 2022. I cannot answer yet for students that are juniors, because that is something that our chancellor is taking into consideration year by year. And I thank you all. I will enter my contact information in the chat shortly. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Joanne. Next, we have SUNY Oswego.
Thank you. I will share my screen. Oh. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Miranda. I'm an admissions counselor at SUNY Oswego. I'm also a former alum of SUNY Oswego. I graduated in 2017. And let's get started. So Oswego is located, we like to say we're located in the heart of New York State. It's in upstate New York, right on Lake Ontario. We're pretty close to the great city of Syracuse that we've had people talk about, close to Watertown, Rochester as well. We're only 5 hours away from New York City and 5 hours away from Philadelphia. Syracuse being so nearby, you're able to easily get to the regional transportation center to get on buses and trains to go all throughout the United States and also the international airport as well. A map of our campus is down low there. So as you can see, we're really right on the shorelines of Lake Ontario. A lot of our residence halls and academic buildings overlook the lake, which can be very beautiful. We also have some off-campus facilities. We have Laker Hall, which I don't know if you can see my cursor, but that's right down there. That holds our 24 Division III sports. And then Rice Creek Field Station has 200 acres of wetlands, 4 hiking trails. It's a great spot for a biology and zoology majors to do some research. During my time as a student, I was able to do research on flying squirrels at Rice Creek Field Station. I put little GPS tracking collars on them and was able to track their foraging behavior when it gets really cold in Oswego. So that was really fun. And I got to do that as an undergraduate, and I was published from that too, which was really great for me. So we were founded in 1861 as a teacher's training school. And then in 1948, we joined the SUNY system. If you don't know, the SUNY stands for the State University of New York. There are 64 campuses throughout the state. There's a lot of perks to being a part of a SUNY system. You get lower tuition, access to study abroad programs that all SUNY schools have. We're the 6th largest state university campus in the SUNY system. So we have 1 mile or 700 acres of Lake Ontario shoreline. A lot of people from not around here say, what ocean is that? Because that really is how big it looks. Not an ocean, just one of the Great Lakes. We do get a lot of snow because of that though, but the snow can be fun. Some fast facts. So we have 70 majors, 70 minors for you to choose from. We're big on internships, co-ops, studying abroad. We are also big on small class sizes. So our average class size is 24, student faculty ratio is 17:1. We have more than 500 faculty members. 88% of those have their advanced doctoral degrees, so they are experts in their field. At Oswego, you're not going to be taught any classes by TAs or GAs. Many of your classes are only going to be taught by full-time faculty and some adjunct part-time faculty as well. We're a medium-sized institution with 6,700 undergrads. So we're not overwhelmingly large, but we're not teeny tiny either. We have 4 different schools that our majors are split up into. So we have the School of Education, which is highly accredited by NCAT. Last time we went through the accreditation process, we had 0 things to improve upon. So we're really proud of that. Then the School of Business is also highly accredited by AACSB. There are 15,000 schools of business in the world, and only 5% have this accreditation. So we're really proud of that. School of Communication, Media, and the Arts. Everyone's favorite weatherman, Al Roker, came from this school. Broadcasting and Mass Communications is a pretty popular one for us. It consistently ranks among the top 10 programs in the US. And then we have the School of Liberal Arts and Sciences, which has a lot of your ologies, biology, zoology, psychology. It also has criminal justice, English, modern languages, and this also houses our undeclared students. So 15% of our students are undeclared. It's totally normal not to know what you want to do right away, but we have a lot of resources for you. So you're going to get an undeclared advisor. You take a class, a college course for credit, all about being undeclared. You get to take personality tests to figure out what career might be best suited for you. This is a list of all of our majors that you can choose from. So zoology is a pretty popular one, meteorology, again, broadcasting. We have an audio recording and production major, just a lot for you to choose from. We offer many student services free for our students. So career services, you get not only as a student, but you also get as an alumni for the rest of your life as well. So career fairs, mock interviews, LinkedIn photo shoots. We have a great advisement center, which puts on academic success workshops for our students. We have an office called Excel, which focuses on finding you internships. So they do a lot of the work for you. They want you to get credit for your internships. They want you to get paid for your internships. Some examples of past internships we've had are ESPN, CBS, zoos, Disney, NASA. We have a pretty long list. We're also big on studying abroad. So we have 80 programs in 24 countries, but if we don't have what you need, you can go to any other SUNY school to use one of their study abroad programs. It doesn't have to be studying abroad. You can do student teaching abroad for a semester. You can do research abroad. You can do an internship abroad. We will really try to make it whatever you want and whatever you're interested in. Campus involvement. So we have a lot going on campus. I always like to say there's always something to do and someone to do it with. So we have 200 clubs and organizations for you to choose from. Everything from astronomy club, badminton club, bowling club, Harry Potter club. We also have 24 Division III athletic teams, basically every sport except men's volleyball and American football. The biggest one is our men's hockey team though. Watching it is a huge event on campus, especially when we play our rival SUNY Plattsburgh. It's called the Whiteout Game. Everyone screams, yells. It's a crazy event, but it's a lot of fun. We're also big on student employment. We have 2,000 jobs for our students on campus. You don't need any experience. You can work in the dining hall. You can be a tutor. You can work in the library. You can work in admissions as a tour guide, whatever you want. Living on campus is really fun and a really unique experience being right on the lake. We have 13 residence halls for you to choose from, including our village townhomes, which is in that top left picture. Those are for upperclassmen. But as a first-year student, you can choose from a variety of different living experiences. You can live with all other first-year students in our Johnson Hall. You can live in busy, exciting high-rises. You can live on quiet floors. You can live in gender-inclusive halls. You can live in a single if you want. So you have a lot of options. We have 5 dining halls, all connected to residence halls, which is important when it gets cold in the wintertime at Oswego. You don't really always want to walk outside. But we have a full-time dietitian. We're the only SUNY school with a full-time dietitian. So we accommodate any sort of dietary need or restriction. We're really big on a sense of community. Our RAs put on a lot of events weekly, open mic nights, trivia nights, game nights to get to know the people on your floor. And then as a first-year student and as a student at SUNY Oswego, you do get to have your car on campus. You have to pay $130 for the academic year, but you can have a car on campus. So the cost of attendance, it does vary if you're a New York State resident or a non-resident, a non-New York State resident. But we like to stress the Oswego guarantee, which guarantees that we freeze the cost of your room and board all 4 years. So whatever you were paying freshman year is what you're going to be paying sophomore year, junior year, senior year. You're locked into that price. At some other institutions, it could increase as much as 10%. So it's nice not to have that surprise and increase in room and board. Something that really makes up for that in-state and out-of-state tuition is our out-of-state scholarship, which is right down here at the bottom. As long as you're admissible to SUNY Oswego, you will receive this scholarship. If you're admissible and out of state, you will receive this scholarship. It's $9,000 a year as long as you keep a 3.0 GPA. And that really makes up the difference between the in-state and out-of-state tuition, which is really nice. And then we also have merit scholarships as well that actually just increased, which is really exciting. That you don't have to apply separately for those scholarships, as when you apply for admissions, we review you for those scholarships as well. Financial aid, important, fill out that FAFSA for financial aid. 90% of our students receive financial aid. And then our application, you can apply via the SUNY app, which is really good if you plan on applying to a lot of SUNY schools, or you can apply via the Common App. We don't have a preference at all. They're both already opened up, so obviously you can get started on those. And we need your high school transcript. We are SAT, ACT optional, which is exciting. That college essay, recommendation letter, we only require 1, but 2 also looks great. We are looking for a well-rounded student. We have the average GPA of 90, but we see a lot lower than that and a lot higher than that as well. But we really like to see who you are as the student. So don't tell us what you think we want to hear. We want to know who you are as a person. And then some important dates. We are early action, which is non-binding, and that date is November 15th. So if you get in, we will let you know by December 15th. And then regular decision for priority scholarships is January 15th. So this is the admission staff. We are here to help you. Please reach out if you have any questions or need anything, and stay in touch. We have some open houses coming up October 11th. We have a lot of visit options, virtual visit options as well. So please, stop by, visit campus. It's beautiful, and I will put my information in the chat. Thank you.
Awesome. So thank you all for joining us today. When you do close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. We encourage you to check back the schedule and sign up for more sessions that are going on today. You'll be able to find the session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/Cristo Rey. Thank you very much.